Always remember this: music first, mastery second. Whether it's a chord, a scale, or some weird arpeggio, make music first and master the mechanics second. Because if you lead with mastery, you'll spend years getting good at things on guitar, and none of those things will actually be making music. Now look, just about every guitar teacher on the planet will tell you to learn your scales, and that's solid advice. In fact, if someone tells you not to learn your scales, run. Immediately. They're a bad teacher. But here's the thing, a lot of the ways people teach scales are stupid. So today we're breaking down one of the most misguided methods, and I'll show you a better way. By the way, this video idea came straight out of two of my recent consultations for my Lifelong Guitarist program. Shout out to Evan and Jacob. If you're watching this, leave a comment below so people know I'm not making this up. So here's what they said. I'm learning to improvise and my teacher is having me learn the major scale starting from every finger. So let's say we're in A major. You've now got to learn at least 3 different patterns. One starting from your index finger, one starting from your middle finger, one starting from your pinky finger, and there might even be another version that's starting from your third finger. I'm not really sure. But that means in just this one position, across just a few strings, you're expected to learn 3 or more versions of the same exact scale. When I was a kid, I was also told this same method, and here's the logic behind it. If you can play every scale from every finger in every position on the neck, no matter where you are, no matter what you're playing, no matter how you land, you can always play the right thing in the right key. Now, this is well-intentioned advice, dare I say logical, but it's also wildly inefficient. Listen, if I had 2 or 3 lifetimes to learn guitar, I might work on this. Or if I was teaching a 4-year-old future prodigy, yeah, we might use this method. But for most people, it just isn't worth it. Here's the first thing to understand. Learning guitar is not doomsday prepping. You're not training for the zombie apocalypse, you're training to make music. If you spend all your time prepping for every possible worst case scenario, every awkward landing, every tempo, every odd time signature, and every finger combo, you'll end up prepping forever and playing never. So okay, I'll give you a real life example of why this doesn't really work. Let's say you go ahead and you learn your 3 different patterns right here. So we have this one, we have this one, and we have this one. Okay, that's cool. But now what are you going to do when you land on this A? Or this A? Or this A? I think you get the point. We're now going to have to learn 3 or more different fingerings for each one of those A's we land on. And that's just A major. What about Mixolydian? What about Lydian? Suddenly you're memorizing millions of different fingerings just to navigate the neck, and you're still just scratching the surface of what it means to actually make music. And that brings me to point number 2. Every time you choose to practice something, you're choosing not to practice something else. So if you're spending 30 minutes learning redundant fingerings, you're not spending that time learning songs, writing riffs, jamming with backing tracks, the fun stuff, the music, the stuff that actually matters. Here's a wild idea. Instead of learning new fingerings for every possible finger, just move your hand. Seriously, if you land somewhere awkward, shift. Move your hand an inch to the left or to the right and go back to a shape you already know. Here's a real world example. I'm playing in the key of G major. Here I go. I want to move to A major. Oh my God, what does that mean? I need a fingering that I can start with here. Or I can just move this first finger to here. It really is that simple. Don't spend your practice time building an encyclopedia of emergency scale patterns. Spend it learning how to navigate the fretboard to create music. Because mastering 3 shapes and knowing how to move between them is way more powerful than having, 30 or so fingerings you kind of sort of know sometimes. Nobody in a jam session is going to stop the music and say, wait a minute. Did you just shift positions? No one cares. By the way, if you love guitar, check out the Lifelong Guitarist Newsletter. It's a free weekly video podcast and article sent to your email every Saturday morning. Gear, licks, philosophy, all the topics linked below, totally free. And here's point number 3. Even if you do learn all 2 million patterns, you're still going to favor only a couple, and those are the only ones you'll actually use. So now you've spent years memorizing 3 million patterns just to use 3. Even someone as insanely knowledgeable and technical as Alan Holdsworth, when you break down his playing, he used a relatively small set of patterns to create some of the most unique, expressive, and advanced lines in all of guitar history. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't learn how to play every word on the neck. You absolutely should, and believe it or not, it's not that difficult. You just shouldn't worry about being able to play it in every weird combination possible. So whether you're using 3 notes per string or the cage method or something else, it really doesn't matter. Just pick a simple system, learn it deeply, and make music with it. Now, I personally like to use the 3 note per string method. It gives you just 7 patterns and lets you cover that whole neck in every mode. Clean, simple, efficient. So if I need to play A major over here, I play this. If I need to play it over here, I play this. If I need to play it over here, I play this. Super efficient, super easy, super simple. But again, cage can work too. Anything really works. Just use it to make music and stop worrying so much. Remember, you're not building a fallout shelter. You're building a musical voice. If you're a busy adult but you still want to get better at guitar and maybe you only have 15 or 20 minutes a day to practice, that's totally fine. You can still make huge improvements and become really, really great at guitar. The Lifelong Guitarist program is designed specifically for you. It's the only online guitar program that gives you regular attention, fast feedback, and customized lessons designed for you and your goals. There's also a 100% money back guarantee, and it's linked below if you're interested.